Building an e-commerce business from the ground up requires leveraging and creating leaders within your organization. I'm MarketingSherpa reporter Courtney Eckerle here at the MarketingSherpa Media Center at IRCE. And with me to talk a little bit about that is Dale Majors, who is the CEO of Bikewagon. So welcome, Dale.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Bikewagon. How did you get started?
Yes. So we started actually in high school. I would buy salvaged freight and then resell it on eBay. And I went and got a $500 overdraft loan at the bank, and then I quickly spent that and started to scale my inventory and scale some cash, and then that's how it got started. And that was in 1999.
Oh wow! So tell us a little bit about your business right now and how you do e-commerce.
So we're based in Salt Lake City. We've got 30 employees. We sell on marketplaces and our own website. We also have a brick and mortar storefront, and we specialize in bike parts, replacement parts, and just anything for competitive cyclists and recreational cyclists and everything like that.
So you started out on eBay, but now you have your own website, correct?
Yeah. Since maybe 2007 or so, we've had our own site.
So what are some of the challenges that you've seen growing through multiple channels?
Yeah, so eBay was really, you post there and then people go and buy your stuff. Especially when we started, it was really easy. Conversion rates were great, and everything sold, and it made people that weren't that great look really good, I think. And then, and as we started our website, for months we had no sales at all, and it's definitely a challenge, but it's been a good investment. Looking back, I would have started the investment into a website sooner and dumped more money into it, but I was poor, and it just was what it was. But
so you said you have 30 employees now. You started out in a garage. How have you scaled your business that way and invested in those employees?
Yeah, so like I said, I started selling just random freight, and then for 5 years I kind of just dabbled, and then my dad actually, he had a job transition, and we became partners in 2004, and that's when we really tried to scale things. A lot of my initial hiring was meeting friends or family that were in job transitions or that needed a job, and I would just think of things that they could do, and we scaled a lot that way. So I've got a lot of employees that have been with us now I've got a good group of about 10 that have been with us for 5 years or more, and we've found people from, whether it's a family member or a friend on Facebook that said they were going to have a job transition, or people that I met at school. I don't think I answered your question very well, but we've found people in a lot of different ways.
And how have you focus a lot on taking those people, friends, families, however you find them, and turning them into leaders in your business? So it might start out kind of a hodgepodge that takes the person and see what they can do, and now you've made them leaders within your company.
So let me answer that question in two ways. One, I'm like a recovering micromanager, so I've really needed to figure out how to enable people, and two, from the get-go, as I work with people, I really try to make sure that I understand what their goals are and understand where they want to be in 5 years, and really have a clear understanding of what they're trying to do. And as I understand that in the interview process and in the first year of employment, year or two, you can usually figure out and get really clear on what they're going for. And as we can meet those needs, it creates a good recipe for somebody that's going to work out well and that's going to want to continue to fight the battle with us and grow the business.
So you make people feel invested in the success of Bikewagons through that process.
That's the intent, and not to really create an environment where they are valued and where they are being used well for their strengths.
So it really is kind of a classic startup story where you started out in a literal garage and now you have offices in Salt Lake City and 30 employees. So what advice would you give to other e-commerce merchants who are in a similar growth pattern?
So I think the advice that I would have is one, like your people and really try to invest in them. And it needs to be authentic and genuine, and there needs to be a real focus on making sure that their needs are being met. And I think if you can meet the needs of all your people, then they'll meet your needs back. Two, I've gone on a lot of trips and I've traveled a lot and done a lot of bike touring. Last summer I took my 3 kids, 1, 3, and 5 years old, across France for 2 months. And I've done something like that every other summer at least. And what's been helpful, besides just being an awesome little trip, what's helpful about that is you can get so wrapped up in something that's not your business, and you get distracted with something else, and it lets your mind kind of work on your business in another way. Then when you come back, you're fresh. You might see things in a different perspective. You might have employees that weren't, working out in their current situation. You needed to mix things up for them, or it just gives good perspective. So I would recommend that people find ways to step away from their business so they can think about it a little more subjectively.
And that can be really hard when you have a small business that you're trying to grow, to not, like you said, you're a recovering micromanager, to not feel like you need to be there constantly and be constantly mentally surrounded by it.
Yeah, and I think one more thing that I would add, even though you didn't ask me for one more thing, is that I think you need to constantly train and create an organization where everybody is constantly training their replacement and trying to get divest any day-to-day task that you have. And that's made it so I could, when I was in Europe, I worked about 15 hours. Emails 30 minutes a night or something to keep up on things. And that's what I'm trying to push to my next generation of leaders, is constantly train people and make it so, get good at delegating. And that's something that as I talk to other entrepreneurs, I think we all struggle with it, because we think we're good and we think that we're the only ones that can do it, when in reality, a lot of the stuff that we're doing isn't uber complicated, and people are capable to carry a load. So giving each person a good kind of task or a good battle to fight is important, I think.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us and taking the time.
Yeah.
And if you would like more tips, tactics, and case studies, please visit MarketingSherpa.com.